There's so much to talk about our human nature. It's very complex. And there are many factors that influence our behavior. But what's important is to be aware of it, to have a sense of understanding of oneself and recognizing where those behaviors and impulses are coming from. For that, to have that sort of understanding of oneself, it requires an open heart, a willingness to move beyond self-interest and embrace more expansive view. And again, for that, you need to go within for an honest introspection and recognize those patterns of behavior that manifest externally. And as I mentioned earlier, could be anything from small to larger things, like a need for control, anger, deceit, manipulation, addictions, hate, envy, all those darker sides of us that we are sometimes not proud of. Of course, we are not perfect people, but we should strive to be the best version of ourselves. So it is important to be aware of the dark side of you. Oftentimes we are being influenced by our external environment, leading to these darker impulses emerging, like watching porn, for example. This is quite a controversial topic, but I read that Pornhub had, I think in 2019, 33 billion views. I mean, that speaks volume of who we are as human beings. What are we entertaining ourselves with? And if you look at the most Google search questions, it is actually how to stop watching porn. And that's not only affecting you as an individual, but your long-term relationships, because a long-term exposure to such extreme high level of dopamine leads to seeking even more dangerous sexual thrills, watching more violent sexual videos to have a repeat of that high level of dopamine that gives you that intensity. So after a while, it does distort your dopamine system. And when you enter into a romantic relationship, you may not even be able to function sexually. You may have erectile dysfunction, um, any sort of sexual problems, because you will require that high level of intensity, and that may be unrealistic to achieve for a normal person, your partner. Also, who benefits from porn? So many establishments, companies like hotels, Visa, telecom, cable companies. And where does that money go? Because that sort of industry leads to all sorts of sexual exploitations, child pornography. And what about instant gratification in terms of casual sex? Because that is a similar. It's basically commodifying a human. You don't see them as a long-term partner. It's only just for instant pleasure. But again, there is a risk factor in terms of sexually transmitted diseases. I think it's around from 35 to 45 millions of people are having AIDS in around the world. UK, I think it has around 100,000, and amongst them, I think 4,000 were completely unaware of carrying HIV. You actually can be unaware of carrying HIV for up to 10 years. So even if you are having sex with a stranger, any casual sex, you may not even be aware that you carrying that with you, and then you are unconsciously infecting others you are having sex after. Even if you have protection, there is still risk with sexual fluids. When you are intimate with someone and kissing someone, etc. It's not just intercourse. And again, with casual sex, that could lead to unwanted pregnancy. 1 in 20 in the UK is at risk of unplanned pregnancy at the moment. Again, even if you are on contraception or wearing a condom, there is still a risk. So be aware of those darker impulses, and maybe it's just not worth it. Maybe it's better to find a real partner that is going to fulfill you emotionally and spiritually, and you're going to have his back and he's going to have your back, and long term it provides you with stability. So what are you willing to let go of in your life, and what would you replace it with to embrace more personal growth? There is a deeply and grave need for securing your own resources, oftentimes at the expense of other people's pains and suffering. It's that egoistical approach to life, this superficial instant gratification where you want to fulfill your needs, but oftentimes it comes at a personal cost. It refers to many establishments of today who will protect their interests at all costs. And we are paying the price for it. They're all human beings. It always starts from one person, from one individual. And their belief system. So it always starts from you. So think about it. Whatever you do in life, think about all those darker impulses, that shadow self that is with all of us. Okay. Thank you for watching.